My name is Chris Metcalf, and I want to welcome you to week 3 of our series Renew, a study through the book of Nehemiah. Now, you may have noticed Nehemiah says he has never been sad in the presence of the king before. That's kind of an odd thing to say, right? Well, in the ancient Near East, kings were viewed as gods. They were the protector, the provider, and the absolute authority over their respected kingdom. When you were in the presence of the king, you were expected to be happy and grateful regardless of how you really felt. If you expressed any other emotion, it was considered a sign of disrespect. By expressing outwardly what he had been burdened with on the inside, Nehemiah had put himself in harm's way. However, Nehemiah doesn't hit his knees, he doesn't bow before and beg for mercy from the king. Instead, despite being afraid, he courageously spoke plainly to the king and made his request known to him. Fear is a common reaction when God tells us it's time to move out in faith. We see people all throughout Scripture afraid to do the things God is calling them to do. Sometimes it's because God asks us to do things outside of our comfort zone. Sometimes it's because we see many obstacles and we know the journey might lead us into harm's way. Sometimes it comes down to our fear of relinquishing control. But God had already prepared the way for Nehemiah. And when God tells us to move out in faith, it's because he has already prepared the way for us as well. Even though we might experience fear, and even though we might come up with a list of all the reasons why we can't, we must remember, God has prepared the way, and his presence with us is the reason that we can.